underway.
Big kick from Advin Omic to start it off. Answered right back from Michael Madrid.
Well, is anything you can do, I can do better type exchanges?
Although I think Advin actually connected, so technically Advin did it better.
Another head kick being thrown there by Madrid. Some exchanges here. Omic said he was hoping to get a guy that was willing to stand and fight with him, and he's certainly getting that here in the early 30 seconds of round number one.
And a kick caught by Michael Madrid, but some big shots landed by Advin Omic. Uppercuts to the jaw saying, hey, let go of my leg.
Yeah, some nice defense with strikes there from Omic, as Madrid had caught the kick but was unable to capitalize on it with a takedown. Another kick to the midsection. Omic really throwing those big kicks early here, Jeremy.
Both fighters trying to find their range. We have a minute in to round number one, and these kicks are landing with a lot of power. You can see why both these guys have 11 wins on their record, is all these kicks that are coming out. Good end fights against lesser opponents.
And a nice set of combination there from Omic as he ducked under Madrid and got in a nice couple punches there. Another set of leg kicks. Both fighters exchanging. Michael Madrid's legs, Jeremy, for a 185 are thick, just big, and so what you know when he's kicking, it's coming with authority. But both fighters doing a good job of striking so far, a little back and forth.
Good patience being shown here, not rushing in there and getting caught again. Both these fighters have the ability to end the fight with one shot.
Yeah, and this is certainly a high-level MMA fight here in the Hard Knocks cage, as both fighters with a bevy of experience, and you can tell in how they approach the fight. There is patience there. There is the ability to wait for the right moment to make the strike, and they're landing quickly with authority and with power. Little switch kick there to the midsection, that connects. And we noticed that from Madrid the last time he was up here fighting Ryan Mahan. He'll throw out what looks to be a leg kick, and then it connects in the chest, or vice versa. He seems to switch his kicks, and you saw another one there where it doesn't necessarily land where you think it's going to starting out. Nice jab from Omic.
Again, patience being shown, and Michael Madrid, a little bit of frustration being shown on his face, maybe not figuring out or not being able to solve how to get inside on Advin Omic yet, and I can understand how that would be very frustrating to a fighter.
Yeah, Omic does certainly seem to have the reach so far, and it looks like he's cut the lip of Michael Madrid. Comes in quickly, and again, a nice exchange in there. Omic doing a very good job of getting inside and dropping and landing those uppercuts, especially, Jeremy.
Yeah, both fighters though landed in that exchange. So this is and the hand speed of these guys is incredible. So again, we show the level of competition we get here in the Hard Knocks cage.
Yeah, nice body punch there. Omic tried to switch up, but Madrid caught him with a punch on the way in, and as a result was able to stuff the takedown, stopping it really, Jeremy, with that right hand.
And a good takedown here by Advin Omic as he's able to drop down, lock the hands, and get to work here. And he's got a minute to work from the top, but has to be very careful. The jiu-jitsu of Michael Madrid is very, very strong.
Pushing aside his legs, but managing to swing it out, and again, a little switch kick to the midsection from the bottom there from Madrid. 40 seconds left in the first round. Omic switching stances, trying to find an opening to get past the legs, and a big punch there lands as he gets into the guard of Michael Madrid.
Good guard here by Madrid, trying to limit the damage being done by Advin Omic, and trying to climb those legs up and perhaps get something of a triangle or an armbar to finish the round. Those get harder and harder as the fight goes on, because as the fighter sweats and gets more slippery, it's hard to hold on to those submissions. And it looks like we are going to end the round with Advin Omic
So Omic and Madrid again start again with the high kick from Madrid. Follows it up with a leg kick. Omic trying to get inside for punches. Madrid keeping him at bay. Big swing there from Madrid, just getting out of the way. Advin Omic. Big shot to the body there. And again, seems like now Madrid is the one darting in and landing strikes and backing away before Omic can respond, Jeremy.
Well, it's one of those things that right now, the way that Madrid is coming in, it's not as if it's as if he doesn't necessarily respect the power of Advin Omic, because he's taken a few hits from Omic and hasn't necessarily been hurt. So his coach say, hey, is he hurting you? No. Okay, well then get in there and get to your range where you can do damage. But Omic now backing up against the cage, landing some knees, and perhaps again will try and look for that takedown where he can get to work on the ground.
Foot stomp there from Omic up against the cage, trying to land punches. Madrid trying to transition into a choke here, Jeremy. Has one arm in, and we'll see Omic now goes for the takedown. Now it looks like an arm in guillotine. We'll see if Madrid can finish here. Now the arm's out, and Omic trying desperately and successfully to pull himself out of that guillotine choke. Madrid trying to pull it in and was unsuccessful, and now Madrid on top, or rather Omic on top.
You get to a point when you do a lot of jiu-jitsu where you get used to these positions, used to getting guillotined, and you know what your body can take and how you can slip out. And it's very rare to see a fighter with this many fights get caught in a guillotine, but it was very tight, and now Omic is looking to work from it. Now he's in a side choker or arm triangle position, and we'll see if he's able to work from this. He does need to get outside of the guard to the side that he has the trapped arm, but a very good position for Advin Omic if he wanted to take advantage of it.
And it does look like he's back in the full guard. You can see there trying to secure an arm, maybe a triangle, trying to pop one arm out. Michael Madrid from the ground is doing what he can to finish this fight. Omic doing a good job of retaining that dominant position and working it. And now, of course, Madrid kicking at the legs of Omic, who keeps coming forward. He'll look to pass by and looking for the up kick, Madrid, but Omic does get in the guard again, slipping past, landing a body shot on the way down, and a nice elbow there.
Very patient is Advin Omic, trying to get in good position. Madrid now using the cage to try and work his way up, work his way back to standing, but Advin Omic, again, an excellent job by Madrid coming up and now pushing Advin up against the cage. We'll see if he can get to work.
Big punches, and it looks like Omic may be hurt here. Madrid throwing with everything he has. Omic closing that distance to stop those blows, driving forward and driving Madrid against the cage. Omic looked like he might have been in trouble, Jeremy.
Well, perhaps paying a little bit of possum to see if he could get out of that situation, but it seemed like a weird pause came there, and they got back to standing, and nothing happened. They were standing beside each other, and Madrid just started throwing, and it was an odd start to that flurry of action.
Omic, another nice takedown to land on top. Minute 15 to go in round number 2 of a scheduled 3 rounds. Omic on top of Madrid, as he has been for most of round number 2. Getting instructions from his corner to pass the guard and saying it was open, but Madrid closes it up before that happens. Again, trying to compress him and get close and start to land shots. Big body shots there, followed up with one by the head, and he's right back in the guard.
And of course, these commands coming from Ryan Mahan, who just fought against Michael Madrid. So again, you talk about the advantage of the scouting report there, and scouting report in the flesh, because he knows exactly what happens in fights against Michael Madrid.
Omic on top, continuing to go body, head. Looking for a finish here, swarming a little bit with just 15 seconds to go in round number 2. But Madrid pulls him in close, closes the distance, and again continues going. A very technical fight between these two experienced professionals.
A tough round there because you saw, again, Advin had the majority of the action, but didn't necessarily land the more dynamic of the action. As we look at our replay coming up right here, we're going to see that odd exchange as it started here. They came up standing, and this is Michael Madrid swinging for the fences. He landed a few good shots. Omic tried to get away from that, covering up, and then as soon as he was able to see a spot or a break in the action, went right back in and took the takedown. So very tough here to call this round because, again, Michael Madrid may have landed the more significant blows, but Advin Omic landed the majority of them.
Yeah, I think if I'm a judge, and I'm certainly not qualified to do that, but if I were a judge, I'm probably looking at a round in favor of Omic there after he probably had the better of the action for 4 minutes, and so that probably would give him the round in his favor on my scorecard. But of course, I just get paid to talk about the fights, and Lord knows I have been wrong before. Both fighters touch gloves in the third and final round of this main event at Hard Knocks 32.
And Michael Madrid trying to take a page out of Advin Omic's book and take him down against the cage, and take him down he does. Continuing on and now taking the back of Advin Omic, so a very quick grappling start here by Michael Madrid, and we'll see what Advin Omic does. We haven't seen them in this position in this fight.
Madrid does have the back of Omic, but not really spaced in a position to advance that, Jeremy. From there, he does allow Omic up, still behind him, but Omic a nice under, uses the underhook to get under and spin around, and now has his opponent up against the cage.
It's an interesting start because Michael Madrid, better known as a striker, and came out and said, hey, I'm going to grapple you this round, and again, good defense here by Omic, able to limit the damage of that takedown as we are a minute through. And now it looked like Madrid just took down and wanted to say, hey, let's go to the ground. I think I can submit you from here. So we'll see how that works. We're in the third of 3 rounds here in our main event at Hard Knocks 32.
Well, you got to think, Jeremy, at this point, a submission is probably the best option for Michael Madrid if he believes he's behind on the scorecards, because it seems like he's thrown what he could throw at Advin Omic, and Omic took it and was able to battle through it, and so a submission may be the best option here for Michael Madrid, who looking to isolate an arm, but Omic pulls it back up and fires in a punch. And
we talk about the tough part about trying to get a submission in late rounds is the amount of sweat on the athletes. It just makes everything a little too slippery to pull in. Those arm bars a little harder to grab. Those triangle chokes a little harder to secure the head. And now we see Advin Omic very quickly take the back of his opponent, get a rear naked choke, and he will get the victory using more of the Randy Couture style of rear naked choke. But Advin Omic wanted to finish, and he promised it.